Inuit elders wrote a letter to NASA to warn them that the Earth has shifted. This text is translated from Danish or Dutch. I don't know the difference, but Ardas in Vershoven, Inuit elders' letter to NASA stating that the Earth has shifted. The Inuit, what we call Eskimos, are the indigenous peoples of Greenland, Siberia, and Alaska, northern Canada. Their elders have written a letter to the US Space Agency, NASA, informing them that they believe that the axis of the Earth has shifted. The Inuit elders do not believe that CO2 is responsible for climate change. They say that to make that change of climate, it means changes in the air. However, they have seen changes in the position of the sun. They claim that the sun is no longer in the same place and the days are longer. They also add that the stars and moon are not in their proper places in the sky, and that this is what, in actuality and reality, affects the Earth's temperature. The Inuit, for their survival, depend on the position of the moon and the stars because they have a few months of the year in darkness, and they rely on the moon and the stars knowing when they'll have enough good weather and time to hunt. The elders also say they can no longer predict the weather. In addition, the number of polar bears have increased from what they've noticed, so the Inuit regularly come face to face with these animals. The Inuit live for hundreds of years in the Arctic. They build, in the warmer months, teepees and tents out of caribou hide, and in the winter they live in igloos. The Inuit word is used as an alternative to the word Eskimo, as that term is considered offensive by some Inuit. Recently, the Earth's axis shifted even more due to the earthquake of Japan of 2011. It was a very huge, powerful earthquake, and the Japanese mainland moved east about 2.4 meters. That's almost 3 feet. In addition, the Earth's axis shifted 10 centimeters, they say. So they believe that it has to do with the Earth axis being shifted and not having to do with environmental climate change and CO2 emissions. But that the position of the sun and the stars have changed. That's what's causing warmer temperatures in the north and south, and the ice caps to melt. I'll leave a link below for you for this. Well, we know that the Inuit elders were right. The Earth has shifted. First of all, in the past 10 years alone, the North Magnetic Pole has moved about an average of 34 miles a year from the Canadian North towards Siberia. There's been a lot of changes, Earth changes lately, catastrophic events increasing because of the solar minimum. And obviously we seem to have an earth wobble because of the huge earthquakes, and also, of course, the magnetic pole is moving. Recently, July of 2017, a massive trillion-ton iceberg, estimated to be 4 times the size of London, broke free from Antarctica. This monstrous iceberg, measuring about 5,800 square kilometers, broke off the Larsen ice shelf in Antarctica. And according to reports, one of the largest ever icebergs to break off Antarctica, volume twice the size of Lake Erie, according to Project Midas. Reports indicate how global warming has never been as dangerous as it is today, and according to reports from USA Today, temperatures in the regions are up about 5 degrees Celsius higher than the 950s. It could even increase to 7 degrees, from 5 degrees, by the end of the century. Massive iceberg, though, that recently broke off is just the beginning, experts warn. The Antarctic is breaking apart. Now, some claim it could be the climate change. Others claim it's because of the 100 volcanoes found under the Antarctica ice, especially on the west coast, where geologists have found a new active volcano. They've observed remaining cracks growing towards other features. The Baden Ice Ridge region, which provides critical structure support for the remaining ice shelf. There are more problems, though, which many of us are not aware of. According to scientists, our planet is experiencing the sixth mass extinction as humans are causing a biological annihilation of wildlife. There are too many wild animals that are going into extinction. And experts warn thousands of species on planet Earth are at risk from disappearing forever if we don't change collectively in the next 20 years or so. This is a dire warning issued by Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences Journal, where they wrote, quote, "In the last few decades alone, habitat loss, overexploitation, invasive organisms, pollution, toxification, and more recently climate disruption, as well as numerous interactions among these factors, have driven to the catastrophic declines in both the numbers and sizes of population of both common and rare vertebrate species," end quote. Now, according to the Inuit elders, who live in the Arctic, of course, of Canada, United States, Greenland, Russia, Alaska, from what they've observed from the sun and the stars, the Earth has shifted. They issued the warning to NASA and to the world, saying that the climate change alone cannot be solely responsible for global warming. It's that our planet has shifted from what they have observed, because they know how to read the sun and the stars. The planet has undergone a wobble, they say, and their sky has changed. They're considered excellent weather forecasters, just as their ancestors were before them. They say that the numerous weather changes and the earthquakes that Earth is experiencing cannot be blamed on global warming. The entire message can be viewed in the video I'll leave below for you for this on ancient code. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, and Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.